This is my 2008 E93 BMW 335i and it's equipped with a highly tunable engine, the N54. After maxing out what the stock turbos can do and pushing around 400 wheel horsepower, I decided to upgrade those turbos and take things up to the next level. I decided to go with pure stage 2 high flows, which are rated at 700 wheel horsepower max. And since the subframe had to be removed, I figured why not do this the correct way and do a full engine out service. I wanted to take care of all the maintenance first before adding huge power. I had the guys at PSI Orlando take care of all of it. They went ahead and replaced pretty much all the weak points you find in the N54 motor, which includes all the gaskets, the oil pan gasket, valve cover gasket, and the oil filter housing gasket, along with lines, seals, and everything else that we can find that wasn't in really good condition. New coils were installed, new plugs were installed, new belts, pulley, also installed thicker high flow inlets from VRSF, all the important stuff, right? But then I decided to skip out on some parts that the shop advised me to swap out before doing the turbo upgrade, but I thought the parts were fine, so I decided to skip out on them, and that was not a good idea. They told me to swap out the electric water pump, which is a very weak point of the N54, but I decided not to because I had just swapped it out around 3 years ago, so I thought it would be okay. The alternator is another thing that I probably should have swapped out for a peace of mind. The engine does have 80,000 miles on it, but I figured, you know what, it's never giving me any issues and it's very expensive to buy one. So anyways, I skipped out on that one. And the last thing that PSI advised that I should do was to swap out the injectors to the newest ones, which are the Index 12s at the moment. You see, after we pulled out the motor, we noticed that the injectors that were installed were mixed. 3 of them were Index 4 and another 3 were Index 9, which is a very good reason why I should have swapped out the injectors for the Index 12s. But man, $1,500 after just spending nearly $3 grand on the turbo upgrade, that was tough. So I decided to skip out on that since the injectors never really failed me in the past. Anyways, the guys had finished with the engine refresh and the installed turbos, and I decided to contact the company that's going to be helping me with the custom tune, and I decided to start doing some logs using MHD so they can go ahead and dial it in completely. After receiving a 4th revision for the tune, the car started acting funny and it wasn't running optimal, let's say. I noticed the more logs that I ran, the weaker something within the engine was getting. And it was something that I needed to get addressed because I did not want to fry my engine. By the way guys, real quick, I don't want to confuse you, but this video here is not the incident that I posted about on my Instagram channel where my car is pretty much on a tow truck and it's not drivable. That actually happened one day after this happened, so stay tuned for that video. I should be releasing that in a few days. So I went ahead and took the car back to PSI, explained to them what was going on, and Ali, which is somebody you guys should be very familiar with already on my channel, he ran some tests and he pretty much concluded that it's a big chance that the injectors are bad. And here we go. I was trying to save $1,500 in the past, and guess what? It came right back around and bit me in the rear, and here I am having to spend the $1,500 anyways. And now I have downtime on the car. Originally, I was gonna do the injectors myself here in my garage. Knowledge. It's a fairly easy job to do, but then I realized that I don't have all the proper tools to swap out the injectors. And then the biggest issue is that I don't have the device to code the injectors. So even if I did swap them out here, I don't think I'd be able to drive the car without the injectors being coded. So yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna have to pay a visit to PSI. I'm sure they wouldn't mind helping me out.
This place honestly feels like my second home. Are you guys tired of seeing me here yet?
It's always a blast having you here.
Oh, that's good to hear. I hope you guys say that the minute I leave the shop later on too.
I had the guys here run the test again so I can show you exactly the process that they went through to determine that the injectors were bad. The first test that they ran was the fuel pressure test.
That is a sound of a straight. What are we looking at?
Fuel pressure.
Fuel pressure.
And then the next test was where they were trying to engage each individual injector to see if they would react to what he was doing on the computer.
So you can individually control the injectors from this page?
Yeah. 1 and 4 are not responding. So is 5. So is 6. 2 out of 6 are responding. Everything else isn't. Just not doing anything.
And they should all be responding when you press that button, right? That's right.
Theoretically, yes.
Ali went ahead and started disassembling everything so you can get to the injectors. Keep in mind, if you're doing this at home, guys, be very careful. Let the car sit for a little bit, let the engine cool down. It's better that way. You won't get burned and you won't get as frustrated.
Ooh, let me get out of here. That steam sprayed me right in the nostril.
Yeah, just so you know, it doesn't smell very good and it's pretty hot in here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Meanwhile, while everything is going on, you got Zach and Ali going back and forth about which body kit looks better on the E30. They know I want to do a really crazy build for my E30, so they were showing me some examples.
These guys think that, well, I don't know about Zach, but Ali thinks that this freaking kit is freaking badass for the E30. Look at that wang, though. Yeah, but a kit like this, from lip to offend, I can so see myself rocking something like that.
Which of the two body kits you think looks better on the E30? Let me know in the comment section below. That way they can see what you guys think.
Did you get that?
Yeah, that was you.
That was him. Saw it. Is
it hot?
I don't know. Is it? Touch it.
I know not a lot of you guys stick around to the end of the video, but if you guys stick around this time around, I'll show you guys a little bit of pulls with the updated turbos. So this is the tool you were telling me, right, that I don't have?
Yeah, it's called a slide hammer.
A slide hammer? Is that legit the name of it?
Yeah. I mean, there's tools for like
I mean, this is not something you commonly find in somebody's garage, that's for sure.
There's specific tools for those injectors, but I use this because it works.
Essentially what this tool does is grip the injector, hammers it out using impact.
Wow. That was effortless.
Doesn't help that everything is hot. Jeez. By the way, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do this.
You guys heard him? He said if you guys don't know what you're doing, don't do this.
Because you will damage the injector.
Is it easier to damage the injector pulling them out or putting them in? Well, pulling them out doesn't matter, right? Because those are old injectors regardless.
Yeah, but sometimes people pull out injectors to check them and whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. Check the status on them. See if they're in good condition.
Definitely cut that part out. Saki.
That wasn't a good idea. That was not a good idea. Yeah, I don't have any explanation to what just happened there, but it definitely burned the out of my fingers.
Honestly, at the moment, I don't know what I was thinking. Why would I touch a hot injector? Like, seriously? You know, I could have easily cut that part out while editing the video. It'll make me look a little less silly, but I figured you guys can have a good laugh about it. I mean, why not?
All right, so these are the 6 old injectors. Index 9, Index 4. If you ever decide to pull these out yourself, it's really hard to see, but the last few numbers here, the last 2 numbers, you see how it says 04? That means that's Index 4. And on this side, we have Index 9.
Honestly, before the engine out service, I had no idea that I had 2 different index injectors. I mean, this is way before I purchased the car. I've owned this car for a little bit over 5 years now, so this happened before my ownership. And yeah, that's just what it is.
Ooh, an unboxing.
And then here we have the new Index 20.
Just kidding.
The new injectors came beautifully packaged in this really nice hard plastic container. I bought them from ECS Tuning. If you are looking to buy a set, I will leave a link to them in the description below, and if you do use that link, it does help support the channel at no additional cost to you. Or if you need to buy anything else BMW related, ECS Tuning pretty much has it all. And using that link that I'll put down in the description to buy whatever it is will also help the channel as well. The weird thing about buying the injectors is that I ended up buying the kit because it came with injector seals and these metal couplings, but then realized that the injectors already come with the rubber seals installed, which is odd because I bought the kit thinking that they didn't come with the seals installed, so I was a little bit confused.
That's why I said it comes with the seal already.
Then why the hell do they sell the damn kit? They already come with the seals pre-installed. So I'm not sure why they sell that kit. I guess for the couplings, because the couplings are actually very expensive if you buy them individually. I think like $5 each. So it's just better buying the kit for $20 because they're $5 each and there's 6 of them. So yeah, $30. But anyways, the seals already come pre-installed.
A quick glance at the injector tips, you can tell that some of them were not in good shape, and you can tell why they were failing.
Is there any way to tell if the old injectors are bad? Or is it just the way that you ended up doing it was through the computer?
This one is.
You can tell just by looking at the tip.
We'll look at it.
It looks pretty freaking burnt, yeah.
It doesn't even look how it's firing. This one looks well, it's not really, you can't really tell. This one's okay.
That one's not too bad. Yeah, the other one you couldn't even see the metal tip.
And
then the other ones over here, they look pretty okay. The worst one is definitely this one right here. And this one right here.
Ali went ahead and took the injectors and placed them on the appropriate box and started taking pictures of every single one of them because he's going to need those numbers on each injector so he can go ahead and code them properly once he installs them.
Today, am I enthusiastic enough about these injectors or what?
If he's being enthusiastic enough, hit that like button. If he isn't, hit that like button as well, so we know.
One of my favorite parts about bringing my car over to PSI Orlando is that the guys here have a sense of humor. They're not robots, they're actually fun to work with, and they like to joke around all the time. It was time to properly code the injectors, so Ali went ahead and turned on the system, pulled out his phone, pulled out the picture, and started dialing in all the numbers to each of the injectors into the computer, and that was it.
Home alone? Do you need your injectors installed? Call us at PSI. We'll install your injectors for 2 hours of labor.
Oh, it's a that sounds very good. I don't hear that.
Any mark?
Mr. Ali here is putting everything back together. Once he's done with that, we'll go for a ride. And we'll do some pulls, show you guys what she got.
It was time to see how the 335i ran, and like any other time, right before I'm about to drive one of my cars, I was super excited.
Alright, so the injectors are on, everything's put back into place in the engine. I'm going to give the camera over to Zach, and we're going to drive a little bit and see how she feels. Or let's see what she starts like. Normally it hiccups and it'll have like some... Let's see. Oh yeah, no hiccup whatsoever.
Silky smooth.
Yeah, super smooth.
Got the McDonald's on deck.
Why is that there?
McDonald's, if you're watching this, look it up.
Sponsor, what's good? Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, very smooth. I gotta do this.
Turn it off.
felt great. What do you think?
Feels a lot better.
Yeah, it doesn't have any hiccups. It's really smooth. You can definitely tell that the power delivery is much better than what it used to be. So definitely those injectors are pretty bad.
Guys, keep in mind that the custom tune is not 100% finalized at the moment, so whatever you guys see right now is not necessarily what you're going to see later on once the tune is completely dialed in.
I'll definitely tell you this, from all the power that I've added to the car, I need to do brakes very, very soon.
When was the last time you did them?
It's been years, dude. And there were some cheap eBay brakes. I'm surprised they even lasted this long. It sounds so good. Oh, that sounds good.
You guys can't see that.
Now that the Index 12 injectors are installed, I'm going to go ahead and continue the custom tune process. Make sure to subscribe with notification bell on, because in the future video, I'm going to do a 0 to 60 time, quarter-mile time, and a dyno run to see how much power I'm going to be producing. You do not want to miss that. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.